Good evening and welcome back to Frame of Midlife. It's Wednesday evening, we are halfway through the week, and this evening we are talking a couple of things that sort of intermingle, and it's picking yourself up and volunteering. So you may have noticed the last few videos that I have not been my normal sparkly self. And as I'm sure happens to the best of us, that happens. Sometimes you have a downer, you're tired, you've got a lot of stuff going on. Sometimes it just happens because you don't know why. If I tell you I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night and did not waken up till 3 o'clock in the morning in a straight run of sleep, that's the longest I've slept in a long time. So obviously I needed it. But I was still sort of a bit blah, blah, blah. However, this afternoon when I came home, Kathleen had sorted lunch and she had made me a little cartoon picture of Callie, the puppy. So I have now sat this last couple of hours and I have done the print on demand. I have a Shopify shop. It's called Pom Preps. It's got like mugs and t-shirts, and it's now got mugs and a hoodie with Callie's actual picture on them. So I've just done that, and Kathleen's so excited, and it's so infectious. And I was like, that really is a huge thing. It's made a big difference to the way I'm feeling today. And I'm presuming if anyone's having a doubt and you have something that works and you feel good about it, then it helps lift you. So I was like, okay, this makes sense now. Now, earlier today, Mandy and I had been we're talking about working as you get older. And we were also talking about care. We were talking about the amount of care positions that are available just now, the expansion of the care, social care, etc., etc. And Mandy had said something about the places where you go and you get someone shopping, you chat, etc., because that's needed just as much as the physical care is. A community interaction. And I know that there's some places I've seen online have done that. Some of the places we've donated to do that, but they use volunteers, which is great until you think that at my age, my mother had not been working for 3 years. She had taken early retirement. Some people of my mother's generation had never worked. They had been housewives, homemakers, whatever you want to call them, stay-at-home mums, I think it is nowadays. So they had been able to volunteer. However, you're now looking at, certainly here in the UK, you're looking at retirement ages until 67. People are not going to be able to volunteer at 67. At the moment, people in their late 50s, early 60s who've managed to take early retirement, that's the basis of your volunteers mainly. So unless, of course, just before I carry on, unless, of course, you've got people from the Brownies or Cadets or Duke of Edinburgh, they have a volunteering section, that they must do. So some of the youth groups have a volunteering area, which they do. But we were just starting to wonder what happens now, because a lot of the stuff that's been done by volunteers, they're not going to have the volunteers for much longer. If I'm working till I'm 67, which I feverishly hope I do not have to do, but that's a fingers crossed thing, I'll be in bits. So, yeah, answers in a postcard, please. I think things like the Blether group that someone mentioned and, social cafes and things were great through COVID for bringing people together. And it would have been great if they'd been able to carry on. But there's a whole lot of them closing now because the rent's gone up, the electricity's gone up, the costs have doubled, tripled, quadrupled in some cases. So a lot of charity shops, charity-based shops, they're not viable anymore. I mean, there was a report today in one of the newspapers saying this dress from Boohoo in a charity shop was £17. So it's a second-hand boohoo dress in a charity shop, £17. It's only £22 new. You know, charity shops are struggling to still be what our expectation is of them because their costs are going up so much. So it's like, well, what do? The charity shops start going to markets rather than having high street presences? Is that going to make a difference? Would an online presence be better? Probably. I don't know. So yeah, answers on a postcard, please. But yeah, one of the things, as I say, just the simple action of me designing this silly hoodie and mug for Kathleen so she can print on demand has actually lifted my mood quite well. Although I have to say, I was playing with the dog and we were doing the sit and stay training, so she was getting treats, and that was a wee happy moment and stuff. But yeah, sometimes the simplest things, and sometimes when you're down, you just need to get a simple thing that does you feel good. So on that basis, I am going to go make myself a cup of tea and feel good about the day I've had so far. Catch you later.